Good evening and welcome. I'm Hailey Coxon and I am the host of the Spirit of Motorsport TV. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday evening. It's a last minute booking. So thank you to everybody that's going to be tuning in with us and contributing to the show. So remember, tonight's show is interactive. It's all about you guys getting access to the great David Knight MBE. It is a live Q&A with the man himself. So please do share your comments, share your questions, share with your friends, most importantly. Tag your friends in. We'll be here for just under the next hour where you'll have the opportunity to chat with him, share your favorite moments of the Dakar, however it is. And we've also got some great content to share with you as well through the show. We might have a surprise guest or two as well. So remember, share it with your mates and do get involved in the conversation. I know I and Naito would definitely love to hear from you. Now, without further ado, let's invite the main man himself into the studio and just see how he is getting on up there in the north of the Isle of Man, coping with his isolation all by himself, which is soon to come to an end. But Mr. David Knight, welcome once again back into the Spirit Motorsport studio.
Hi, Hailey. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Yeah, still live, still coping, not poisoning myself. And yeah, hopefully tomorrow will be the last day, so it'll be all good.
So you get your last test tomorrow?
Yeah, first thing in the morning. So yeah, I'll drive up there, get that done, and then yeah, hopefully that's all good and life can carry on.
Yeah, fingers crossed all's going to be well now. I know, I remember Emma saying that this would probably be a bigger mission than Dakar, taking the 2 weeks out by yourself and having to sit there and keep yourself entertained.
Yeah, it's tough, like you're sat in here, you've got loads of jobs that I've been doing, like just paperwork and stuff like that, trying to get everything that I can get done, and you can't get everything done because you've not got everything here, and you can get stuff sent down, but it's not easy at all. And you can go for your hour exercise this week, which has been a lifesaver, really, just getting out on the mountain bike and just getting out in some fresh air. So yeah, so hopefully it's nearly at an end now anyway, and get back normal.
Well, we've had some comments already. We've got evening all, evening ladies by Craig and Fiona McCormick. Sarah Walker says hello all. Alan John says hi. Robbo Robinson says great job, David. Is this the future? Ooh.
I don't know, Robbo. It's I don't know what the future is at the minute for anything. You can't plan anything, but I'd definitely love to do more. It's a tough one. It's an expensive sport. It's not easy to go and do 6 or 7 rallies every year. It's hard to train for, but I'm keen to do more. Just need to see what happens really now, and but I'm ready for some enduro, ready for some enduro, and yeah, and then see what comes about for the rally side.
Great. We've got Robert Payne here saying my hero.
He's probably joking.
So David, we wanted to touch on tonight, the last Q&A was very much about people checking in with you and getting access to you and kind of just touching base with you and the questions that they had about the actual Dakar event. But we've covered a little bit of the story of what it took to actually get you there. But tonight we want to just remind people of the mission that you took on in order to just get yourself to the actual event. So we've got some content to share on that, but let's go back, if you don't mind, and just remind people how you ended up working with us really, and why it happened. And then we'll move on to the mission of actually just getting you there as well. So if we could just remind people how you ended up coming to us and us supporting you, that'd be ace.
Yeah, well, obviously I was at a bit of a dead end. Sponsors left me in the muck, and we tried. There was myself and a girl called Nancy Short across that she was trying to get sponsors in and stuff, and just with the current climate, it was an absolute nightmare. So we were both pushing on, and then we got to the point of did the GoFundMe thing. that was me and a mate of mine, Johnny. He sort of talked me into it and convinced me to try it, which I'm glad he did. And then I heard about your thing, and I spoke to a couple of people, and then I think when I spoke to you first, we'd both been trying to contact each other.
Yeah.
You were trying to get a hold of me, I was trying to get a hold of you, and so it just worked out good. And then obviously you guys came on board, and it from everything for me, it sort of seemed to help everything out, and it gave me a platform to get everything across to people, and it just worked. Honestly, it's worked so good, and I've always been a believer things happen for a reason, and I think the whole thing is the way it's gone. It couldn't have sort of gone any better.
I agree. It's been a special one for us. I know we've said it a lot of times, but it's been an honor for us to support you and do what we could to support you getting there, and also whilst you were there as well. It's been bloody brilliant. So
same before, like how that feels like 6 months ago now.
I know.
So like people won't know on the outside, but so much has happened in the last month, especially with the race and stuff, but in the last 3 months, I think, from when we come on board with the Spirit of Motorsport, when that feels like a year ago. It's honestly, but so much has happened, and you guys achieved so much and got all your people involved and new people. It's from the outside, it probably doesn't look, but when you're inside it, it's been absolutely amazing, really, the stuff that you and me and everyone else involved is made happen.
And the film is going to be pretty fantastic. I think when we get that film out, it's going to be quite a story to tell. So, okay, let's go back then, shall we? So we came on board. We were supporting you with your GoFundMe. You did an amazing job with your GoFundMe, and then we were really pushing it, weren't we? Would we say about 3 weeks before you headed off? It was just over 3 weeks, wasn't it? We were supporting you and pushing the GoFundMe campaign.
Yeah, honestly, I can't even remember, but it was like 3 or 4 weeks or something like that. It wasn't long.
No.
Yeah, so so much, and obviously everyone that came on board, a lot of people come on board straight away, and then you guys got involved, and then it just kept building. Then it sort of flattened off, and then it started building again, and it's amazing how many people and the amount of people and the support that came on to make it happen. It's still, I still can't believe it. I'm sat here now, and I've been and done it, and that's a big thing. I still can't get my head around.
So when you started your campaign, you kind of knew your route as well. So we come back to the journey of how you were planning on getting yourself to the Dakar. So if I remember rightly, were you going from Manchester to Amsterdam to meet the team, Husqvarna, and then you were going to fly with the team from there originally?
Yeah, because the ASO, the organizer of the Dakar, they have charter flights on. So at that time, the COVID thing, it wasn't so bad. This second strain hadn't sort of happened. So there was a flight from London direct, and a few guys were getting that, and I was like, I think I'm better getting the ASO one, because everyone on that flight is going to the Dakar. That's what it's on for. So I thought, I'll get from here to Manchester, Amsterdam, and then meet all the team and all the other people that are going from that sort of area straight out to Dakar. So that was all simple. And then this second train come along, and flights started getting cancelled, and then my flight got cancelled, and he couldn't fly to Amsterdam, and that was just the opening of the can of worms. As soon as that happened, and you just wouldn't believe how hard it actually got to get there. And it's amazing that we got there. Still, me and Jamie were talking about it the other day, and just saying, I don't know even how we got there, because we'll talk about it after a bit, but we ended up going through Prague, and we weren't allowed into Prague. And if we had known that before, we would never have flown to Prague. But that was the only chance left, really. Anyway, so we winged it and got on that flight. But if we'd known before what we knew when we got there, we would never have chanced it, because it shouldn't have happened. But anyway, we got there.
Well, we've got some footage of you that now we're just going to share with everybody. Guys, please do keep sharing with your friends. Tag them in, get them to join in the conversation. Send your questions over to Nita. He's ready and waiting for you. And here's the first video, just talking about his journey getting off the island.
Good morning, guys. Lovely sunny morning here on the Isle of Man. I'm currently sat waiting for a COVID test so I can travel. Travel, that's the word of the week. Absolute nightmare. It's been unbelievable. Like, I think 3 days pretty much constantly on the phone. Just my original flight got cancelled, couldn't get out of Britain. We were looking at getting to Ireland, couldn't get there. I was looking at someone giving me a lift in a small plane. Then they were looking at private jets. There was literally, there's me and Jamie McCanny here as well. So there's two offers that need to get away. And then in England, it was not much better. It was, you have ProDrive team, which is 40 plus staff, and all stuck, or couldn't go anywhere. We couldn't get to the Paris flights. We couldn't get to the Amsterdam flight. So in the end, ProDrive have sorted flights to Bahrain from Heathrow. So we're on that now. And then we go from, I think, Bahrain to Jeddah in Saudi. So it's not been easy, but I hope the race is easier than what this has all been. That's for sure. But anyway, no, it's all part of the fun, I guess. We'll see what the weather is. Not given good weather on Boxing Day, and that's when me and Jamie are sailing from here. So yeah, that could be another obstacle, but we worry about that when that happens. So until now, everything so far is in the right way. So we'll see. Just like to wish everyone a happy Christmas. Have a nice day. I'll have a nice day with the family before I leave, and yeah, then we get to work. See you guys later. Bye. That was the tip of the iceberg.
It was one thing after the other, wasn't it, for you? One thing after the other.
Yeah, I know. We're like looking back now, that up until that point was the easy part. After that, with obviously the boat that I said might get cancelled, did get cancelled, and it was almost impossible to get off the island then. But yeah, it's funny looking back on that. You just honestly, and that was another big obstacle, was the COVID tests. We needed one that morning on Boxing Day, because we had one Christmas Eve and Boxing Day, and we couldn't get one because the place got flooded in the Isle of Man. So we had to get one across, which is the only reason that we were allowed into Prague in the end. So obviously I was mentioning then the ProDrive flight that didn't happen because we couldn't get there. So that was, I think we ended up booking like 4 different flights. The ProDrive one was $2,000 on its own. I had to pay that the other day because obviously we booked seats on that, never got it there or back. We still have to pay for it. So yeah, you end up paying for like 3 flights we never used.
There was just when we kept getting updates of what was happening, we were like, he's going to get there, but it's just going to feel like he's already done the race before he's actually arrived at the Dakar.
Yeah. But honestly, didn't think we were going to get there. We were like, me and Jamie almost gave up on it.
So this is when you're at Prague.
Hi guys. Well, finally an update. I've been head up my arse the last few days trying to sort everything. Getting off the Isle of Man, it's been touch and go. We finally made it to Prague, me and Jamie. It's midnight. We're not allowed in the country, which no one told us. So we got to passport control, and we're not allowed in. So they've got our bags, mine and Jamie's bags here, and we've got to sleep on the floor because there's a hotel here we can go in, but it's full. There's a load of Dakar boys up there sleeping on the benches. There's a kids' playroom up there that looks comfy, so we're just trying to go and find something now. But you couldn't make it up. This stuff that's happened the last week. So our flight anyway in the morning to Saudi is at 8:30. So as long as we get on that, we don't really care what happens as long as we get on it. So all good. Yeah, I'll get some more updates done now because it's just like I say, been touch and go. It's been tough over Christmas. Not had much of a Christmas with the family and that. It's been tough. So here we are. We're not far away now, finally. So speak to you guys tomorrow.
Well, the kids' playroom sounded way more comfy than a cold, hard seat in the airport. Did you grab it?
No, we we got there, and the guy, the police guy, border control, he was like, "Yeah, come here at 8:00 in the morning. We'll sort everything out." So there was loads of people sleeping on benches and that, and we asked a couple of people, "Is the hotel full?" Yeah, full, not possible. And so we got our stuff out and went to go on the floor. And I said to Jamie, I said, "I'm going to go up in this hotel and ask them just to think, because I'm like one of them. I'm just trying to go and check myself." And he said, "Yeah, go on, go." And so I goes up in the lift up to the hotel, and I said to the girl, I says, "Have you got any rooms?" "Yeah." And I was like, "How many have you got?" And she says, like, I don't know, 4 or something like that. So I was like, "Right, we need 2 rooms." And I legged it downstairs, down in the lift, and said to Jamie, "Get these bags quick." So we were like, oh, because we hadn't slept. We'd been, up, and we got everything sort of ready to sleep on the floor. And luckily we went and checked. So we ended up getting a hotel room, which was, well, it wasn't luxury or anything. It was like one of them sort of basic ones that you get, but it was spot on. It was better than lying on the floor. Yeah. Exactly. So I was trying to get all my blow mattress and everything out for the marathon stage. I thought, I was quite excited. I thought, I'm going to test it. I'm going to get this out and sleep on the floor and test me airbed out. Anyway, I just started getting everything out, and I just thought, I'm just trying to go and ask, because I don't trust people sometimes when they the language barrier. They probably don't know what we're saying, but they just said, like, no, not. So anyway, that was good. And then, yes, then we got down early in the morning. We were like, let's get down early. And there was this other border control guy there, and he says, "Nah, you're going to have to go back to England." And we're like, "What do you mean?" And there's a load of South American guys there. Benavides, who won, his brother that crashed out, he was there. And some of them had been traveling for 60 hours already from Argentina and Chile and stuff. So there was one of them guys, a COVID test had ran out, and I think he ended up going back. I don't think they would let him in. And we were just like, this guy he wasn't very helpful. The guy the night before was spot on. This guy was just like not bothered. So I just said, "We're not sitting here, Jamie. Let's go to the desk." And went there, and that's where all the other guys were. And then this lady came, and she was like, "Right, yeah, get you," because we had all our kit bags and everything, and we couldn't go out to put them through, so they stuck them through the hand baggage X-ray machines in the thing, and she took everything, said, "Yeah, right, get here now, and we'll get you on." So we were lucky, really lucky.
We've got quite a few comments here. We've got a couple of questions for you as well, David. So we've got Brian Spooner says, "Hi all, hope you are well." Pete Vanstone says, "Evening nighter, you the man." We have greetings from India. Also, Bill Graham says, "Well done, David. Brilliant performance." Kaz Gross also says, "Nighter is just brilliant." Steve Martin asked next year, but we've had that, so we'll wait to hear about that update. Al McLeod says, awesome achievement, start to finish. I agree, Al. Thank you for that. Pete Vanstone says, Mr. Enduro. Yes. You get on a t-shirt. How much weight did you lose during the Dakar, if any, from Jez Carr? Good question.
I put it all back on again now. I've sort of saying before, during lockdown, I lost about 1.5 stone. I got down to just over 15 stone, which is almost a bit light for me. I feel good at about 15.5. And then before Dakar, I was like nearly up to 16 again, like just sort of Christmas. I just thought, right, I'm better. I honestly thought, and I've done it before, you're better putting a bit of weight on before a big event like that. I'm not small anyway, but I just thought, I didn't feel guilty. I just like ate what I wanted to eat and ate a load of rubbish and stuff like that. And then probably I was up around 16 stone. And then after the Dakar, I was down to like 15.3, 15.2. So, you know, probably not a stone, but just under a stone probably that I lost. And now I weighed myself. I don't know if these scales are any good or not, but I weighed myself and I was like 15, like 15.11 or something like that. So it's been sat in here, and that was a few days ago, and I've been out mountain biking a little bit now, but nothing much. But just you eat well. Like I ate really well at the Dakar, but you know, I think I was having me drink in me Camelback, and a few of these gel things. From you're talking that from 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. You get breakfast when you get up, but I wasn't very hungry, you know, wasn't really keen to eat that much when I got up. So you eat that and then you come back. So say you get in at either 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whatever. So you've not eaten all day, and then they give you this big goodie bag when you come back in the evening, in the afternoon, with like can of Coke in it. It's got chocolate bars in it. It's got like pasta, tins of like pasta and stuff in it. There's all sorts, and everyone got one of these every day, and everyone was like, well, I was anyway. I'd be like flat out back from where you finished on the bivouac, get to the truck, get your helmet off, and just tear into all this chocolate and biscuits and
like the Cookie Monster.
Yeah, and a can of Coke. A can of Coke always feels good when you've had a tough day. You know, just get a bit of sugar and stuff in you. And yes, we're all sat there eating all this. So all the weight that you'd lose every day, you'd probably nearly put on again in about 20 minutes.
Sorry, go for it.
Yeah, and then the bivouac, the food in there was really good. So they're feeding everyone. So you go in there and there's different food every night. But yeah, it was good. So you eat well there. You know, it's not like you starve, but you do get hungry during the day on the bike.
And that the gels just keep you going when that happens. You just pop a gel in. And
I've never used them. I've never used anything like that in my whole career. But there was a guy, Walter, the guy in our team, the 60-year-old. His son's got a company, 4Gold, which is meant to be beyond anything else. A lot of the cyclists and stuff are using it. So I had some of that stuff, but he forgot to bring me a load of stuff because I didn't message him back. So we just had bits and bobs there. I brought some with me, but not so many. And then when Jamie went out, Jamie gave me all his SIS stuff. And I had these gels, like cola flavoured gels and stuff, and they were actually quite good. So yeah, that probably helped me a little bit in the end, to be honest.
Well, we've got a few more questions. We got Cheryl Coleman says, David, so which was the easiest bit? Easiest bit getting there, or the Dakar? Well done, sir. You did fantastic. It's a good question.
Yeah, it was. Getting there was definitely the hardest bit out of anything. Getting home was actually a lot easier than I thought it was. But the race, mentally it's tough. Physically, for me, obviously I've ridden bikes my whole life, and all the races I've always done are a lot more intense than what the Dakar is. The Dakar sort of just long and steady. So I'm not saying it was easy at all, but it was less stressful than what the getting, the getting there and trying to get there in the first place, like getting the money together. That was definitely the hardest part, which most people say that, there's a good saying with the Dakar from a lot of people, and people you talk to when you're there, no one's really had an easy go to get there, especially this year. So they always say that the toughest part of the Dakar is getting on the start line, which definitely 100% true in my case, and I think a lot of other people.
We've got Neil Foster here, who sent a few questions combined in one. It says, how did your hip support you? Was your hip okay? And also, are you worried about how long it will last doing such an extreme sport?
No, so my right hip's a fake one, metal hip I had in 2016, and honestly, it's the best thing I've ever done, getting that. I was in agony, like to the point of I didn't want to ride a bike anymore. I didn't care if the surgeon said you can't ride a bike anymore because your hip won't take it. And then local surgeon, Ross Barker, he did it all, and he was like, yeah, you'll be absolutely fine. And he was dead right. And I don't even think about it unless someone brings it up. I don't even think about it now. This one needs doing on the other side, which I have more pain in that one than I do ever in the other one. So no, I have no worry whatsoever. They said it'll have like a 30-year lifespan normally, which won't be the case with me. But yeah, if it lasts 10 years, 15 years, then just get fired out and get another one stuck in. But honestly, it's I had a scan on it last year, I think, and everything was looking like brand new. And even up until I would say for 2, maybe 3 years, you could feel it improving. Even that amount of time that it was like bedding in. The only concern is like anything with if you've got metal in your leg or arm or anything, and you have an accident that that isn't good, the way it can shatter your bone and cause a lot of problems. But I had a stainless steel hip with a plastic socket, so it's strong. It's the strongest one you can get. You can get ceramic ones which might last a bit longer, but in my case, if you broke that, it's like Ross said, it's like glass shattering inside you, and he just said it's not the right thing for me. So no, honestly, couldn't even wouldn't even worry about it.
Good. Angus Charlton says, great job. Trial GB is Brian Higgins and Di say, respect, man. If you want to do it again next year, we've got 500 quid to get you started. Very good. Thank you, Brian. Terry Ablett says, hi, David. Good man. Brilliant performance. Fantastic to finish and get to the end. Can you see yourself doing the Dakar next year? We'll see, Terry. Hopefully with full sponsorship, although us fans would definitely back you. That's good to hear.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Kaz Grace says, Nita, you have done all your washing, and knowing you probably finished working on the bikes at your mum's already. So yeah, another week or more in lockdown. What are you going to do now? Netflix, maybe. What's next for you?
The internet ran out the other day. I had to ring them up. I thought, internet stopped working, and I was thinking, I thought, I bet mum's on Blue Manx Telecom where it's capped. And it was. I rang them up, and about 40 odd minutes of phone call waiting to get through, and they said, oh yeah, it's topped out. So luckily I got it back on again. But yeah, I've just actually been doing my bike downstairs and finishing that off. So yeah, all good.
So we've got Ian Wood here, and I know it's a question on everybody's lips. What does the future hold with regards to rally events? And are you planning any more big rallies? I guess, well, over to you, David.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. It's I would like to, but at the same time, it's just have to see, like, give it a couple of months now and see what, everyone's just back. People are not working yet, all the people that have been to Dakar. So just got to let the dust settle now, really, and see what happens. It was tough not doing any other rallies before. I did that one in Spain, which was more of a Baja, but it was definitely tough going straight into the Dakar without doing other rallies. So I would definitely want to do more before I went back, to get more experience. But honestly, I don't at this moment, I don't have a clue what's going to happen.
Brian Spooner says, it's so nice to hear someone be so honest. I think that was a huge, besides the massive mission that you took on with the getting the money together, the budget, and also actually even doing the event, your approach to the access that you gave everybody to what you were actually going through. I think people, you become the people's knighter, not that you weren't already, but even more so now you are the people's rider, because you were so honest and you shared so much with us, and it was really refreshing to watch. And Brian, thank you for your comment on that to remind us.
And that's how, really, it's different now. I come up in a different era in enduro, and before the social media side, really. So it's all new to me, but I've always been like that. It's got me into trouble in the past in races, because you are honest. I'll tell it how it is, and I've always been like that. But just with the whole Dakar thing, and obviously the amount of people that put stuff into it to help me get there, I wanted to try and to bring it to people, which we all seem to do, and with the like even this now, it's I wanted people to be a part of the journey, and I've always been like that. I'll come in and mechanics, when I was racing at KTM, whatever, I'd come in and I'd be dead straight with them, which sometimes when you've got a language barrier they maybe didn't appreciate, but that's always me. You've got to be straight, even with on the bikes. You say, right, that's doing that, that's not good, and they would, oh no, this is perfect, we ours is the best bike, and you're like, well, no, it isn't, you can make anything better. And sometimes that didn't go down well with people, but that's just how I am. So if they don't like it, then sorry, but in this case, I think it's I was doing my video straight when I came in, so you're still revved up, or everything's fresh, your adrenaline's still going, and that's the best time to do it, and I hope everyone did enjoy it, because I sort of enjoyed bringing it to people as much as I could.
We've got Kaz Gray says, Nita, what I love about him, he is very modest and humble. And P.S., if you get bored, I've got some painting you can do, socially distanced, of course. There you go, little side job.
All right.
So, we've loved the footage, we love all the videos, and the content has been brilliant. And for me, as a Manx, it's been amazing to support you. As a fan of you previously, just brilliant. And you've inspired me. I've never ridden a bike, ever. I've only ever been a passenger. But for some reason, I thought I've got to do it. I really, really want to do it. So thankfully, I had a great instructor today who I believe that you knew many years ago when you used to race with each other. He's took me out on a trials bike today, and he's got me going enough. I'm going to have a few bruises and a few scratches tomorrow, but I loved it. So Stu's going to join us to check in with you. So the great Stu Day, welcome to the studio.
Hi, everyone. How you doing? All right. Can I just say, David, you won't have seen the reaction from the off-road fraternity of what you've done, because obviously everyone's cooped up, everyone's locked down. And I was on so many different little platforms of WhatsApp groups and everything. And the banter that everyone's been going, oh, David's had a good day. Oh, David. And the biggest thing that you came across was you did. I mean, I know you're from racing back in the when, and you are. I know you're super honest and humble anyway. But you came across so professional, but in how you normally are. So 10 out of 10 for that. You've given all the off-road lads from trials, from enduro, just a right cracking start to a bit of a pants year, let's be honest. But yeah, well done to you.
A lot of people, you know, a lot of people know me from obviously enduro and stuff where, you know, someone in the way, I'll ride over the top of them. So I think.
And can I just say, you did use me as a berm once at Trenton Gardens back in the day, and I learned a very big lesson then. When they set the experts off before the pros, make way for the pro because he'll just run over you. So yeah, you did, and I learned my lesson in about 2 seconds.
But so I think a lot of people, you know, you sort of over the years and you more experience and you mellow a bit and you get older, but I think a lot of people thought I was just trying to go there and try and win it and go like a lunatic. And
no, you did a good job of just.
But yeah, and it's one of the hardest things I've ever done to rein yourself back. But rally's completely different because it's your navigation's a big side of it, and this year it was typical that it was one of the hardest years on navigation that we've had for years. So
must have been the biggest thing for you to try and get your head around, because everything else has been flat out. But having to look where you want to go and then look at the screens and check. And that I did an event in South Africa that was on GPS, and that fried my head because everything we did over here was just, you know, either hair and hands or something. And you had that on a multiple level. It's a totally different experience, isn't it?
There's so much that. Like the road book, people go on about the road book a lot, which, yeah, it's tough, but it's not the easy bit, but it is the easy bit because you've got that much going on. You know, if you just had a road book and that was it, you wouldn't be so bad. But you've got buzzers going off, beepers going off, with like things behind you, speed zones, you know, dangers. So that beeps like 3 times or whatever, keeps beeping if there's a 2 or 3 danger coming up. And then you've got your GPS, which all your waypoints and everything on. So there's just that much to look at, and it's that busy. And like the amount of times, you know, I was saying to someone, people think, oh, you'll be hard on bikes and that, but I'm real gentle on bikes really, and I hardly ever flatten a rim. You know, a front wheel went hitting rocks and stuff. Like I've had teammates in the past that would wreck a set of wheels every week, and I'm like, what the hell are they doing? But Dakar, I was coming in every day with the front rim folded around the tyre, and that was just from like looking down at everything and hitting a big rock.
Yeah,
and you're like,
there's a lot to take in. I mean, Hailey today, I mean, the first time ever on a motorbike ever. Never mind. I mean, trials, and you'll agree here, Dave. Trials is the best format for anybody wanting to learn how to ride a bike or start riding off road. Trials is the place to start, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. And I wouldn't say sometimes trials bikes are not the easiest bikes to ride for.
Definitely not. I told you that,
because you've got no seat on them and you've got nothing between your legs to hold.
Yeah.
Before I went to Dakar, I had 3 girls out over here riding, and 2 of them had never been on a motorbike in their life, and I've got these electric bikes, and absolutely perfect to get going, throttle control and stuff. But yeah, trials 100%. If you can ride a trials bike and get used to the clutch and the throttle on, you know, learning that, then you can transfer that to anything like, you know, cars, motocross, enduro, like, you know, your Higgins boys, you've got Martin Rowe. Them boys all went on to win world rallies, you know.
Absolutely.
And they all started with trials in the Isle of Man. So
James Toseland was East Midlands Centre Youth Trials champion before he ever took to road racing.
Yeah.
When I said, Hailey, you're doing everything correct, because I know you said that you are wanting to. You said earlier that I'd popped your off-road cherry, but that in a very wet, slippy conditions. But isn't it an adrenaline buzz? The adrenaline. I mean, we didn't go above 15 miles an hour today, but because we were on mud and rocks, and I know you're a total novice, but you did fantastic. But
No, I
the
love it.
rush and the mental focus that you've learnt today, and this is what is so addictive about riding off road, and it's, you know, you're at the very start of your career. I've had a decent career. David's having an amazing career, but it doesn't matter. It will all feel the same when we get on that bike and that engine's going and we're in control and in the zone. There's nothing like it in the world, and that's at every level, isn't it?
I always say that to people, like, it doesn't matter if people come up to me and like, oh yeah, but you've been world champion in this, and I'm like, it doesn't matter if you're winning the sportsman class in the local championship, or you're fighting for podiums in the sportsman's class or in the novice class or in the over 60s class. You know, it doesn't matter if you've got that competition and you're enjoying it and you're having that little fight with your friends. It's exactly the same at that level as it is at the
totally right.
world championship level. And it's exactly the same. It just, you keep moving up, hopefully. You know,
Hailey was like that today when she faced a seesaw, and it's just a simple seesaw on the trials match. She's like, no, and then she sort of had to go and nailed it, and you should see the elation on her face when she did. She may as well have won the world championship, because she was the happiest bunny in North Staffordshire ever at trials day. She was jubilant. Just a seesaw.
Most of it's mental. It's like, you know, I'll get people out riding. Had a couple of girls the other year riding. One of them hated going downhill, absolutely hated it, and the other one hated going uphill. So I said, you two need to ride together. So we got them out together, and it was the best thing that they did. You know, you get that. You know, if one of them sees the other do something, oh well, she's done that, I'm not having a go at it now. And that's the best way, definitely, isn't it? You get, you know, get a few people together and they bring each other on. You've got to push your boundaries. You can't, you know, if you won't try anything, you never get any better.
I always say that at trials when you're teaching, you can't teach somebody who doesn't want to learn. But if somebody does, it's easy. You know, when, like you say, you get a few people together and that competitive spirit comes. At the end of the day, that's the thing. If you haven't got that fire in your belly, it's not for you. But if you have, you get so much from it. It's life changing when you get into it.
Well, I know another one.
Championship in a couple of years.
Definitely. I think that's where we've got to go with it.
I've got one more person here who might want to be a perfect student, actually, for you, David. Catherine Hodgson. She says, I want to have a go. So when you're out of isolation, I might book in with Taylor. Yes, Catherine, get that filmed.
Definitely.
Love it.
You'll have to get Catherine out anyway, and Taylor, because I was calling Catherine as one of them. She's obviously involved with the spirit of motorsport, and she was at a Christmas party on Boxing Day, and I was ringing her up, and she was trying to run around and find the guy from the private jet company to try and get this plane into land to get us out. And you know, everyone was running around after us, and you like feel so guilty and bad, but no, so we'll get you out, Catherine.
She was a huge part of getting you off that island, wasn't she? She was night and day. She was working on that with you, wasn't she? Amazing. Stu, love it. Thank you for today. I can't wait to get back on the bike with you. You really looked after me. I felt safe, supported. It was bloody great fun.
It's easy to teach somebody who wants to learn. And the good thing with you, because you'd never ever written anything before, you was a complete blank canvas. And we get to when teaching some of the BSB lads and road racers and stuff, they're so ingrained in how they ride their bikes. It's a little bit of a culture shock to climb off the wrong side of the bike. But you got a complete clean canvas, a great attitude. You did absolutely fantastic. I'm looking forward to bringing your entire riding career further forward. There's a long way to go, but well done today. 10 out of 10. You did brilliant.
Thank you. I will see you again very soon. Thank you, Stu, for joining us.
Well done,
thanks for supporting David all the way through.
Take care, mate.
See you later.
Thank you. So I know you've got another call, David, coming up. So we're going to have to let you go soon. Oh, your mum's there. She said, Hailey, you have to come out with me on the trials bike next time you're over. Yes, please. That'd be great.
You'll get bad habits of her.
I know. Brilliant. Thanks, everybody, for the support.
Yeah, mum's always been you know, on bike ride and stuff like that, and it's good when you get, you know, people out all different ages and stuff. It is brilliant, and everyone should have a go at least once.
Brilliant. So it's been amazing to catch up with you, Dave. We're going to show your Shakedown video next. We've had so many great comments. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Colin Connolly says, sorry I'm late. Didn't see the last minute change or start time. Glad I've not missed everything. No, you haven't, Colin. Don't you worry. This is going to be on the page now on YouTube. You can watch it back from the beginning. Everybody has got such positive things to say. We've even got a sports therapist offering her services, Kathy Martin, for Dakar 22 to keep you in top condition. Yes, Kathy. Fantastic.
How's it going, Kathy?
Yeah. So, David, listen, best of luck with the test tomorrow. I'm crossing everything for you. And you might have a biggie, I can't speak, busy weekend ahead of you, though, catching up with the family.
Yeah, so we'll get that as soon as I get my test results back then. Off home, and I'm sure Emma sent me a list the other day. This is what we need to get done. There's like a load of jobs on the thing already. So I'll give it to the little fella to rip up so I don't have to do them. But,
brilliant.
But yeah, no, she's obviously done a tough job the last month, having them three on her own, and it's been, tough for everyone out there with lockdown and stuff. But I'll have to go home now, and the real work will start.
Well, good luck. Have a lovely weekend with the family, David. We're just going to show you a Shakedown video. Remember, guys, we do have the documentary coming. We are just sorting out through the footage with the great Billy bike truck Ward, who was out there in the desert with David. It's going to be incredible.
Is he back?
He's on his way back, I think, this weekend, isn't he? So he's coming back this weekend. So lots more updates coming on that, more content to be shared. Thanks, everybody, for your support. And David, happy Friday and good luck tomorrow, yeah?
No, thank you, Hailey, and see you soon.
Thank you.
Drop me toothbrush. Start from here. This is Walter, the rider. Someone's driving the service truck. Ewout, he's the chief mechanic. Xavier, David, he's just starting riding. He's had an 85. First time on 450 on a big bike.
Here we are, finally in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Just had a bit of a rest and everything. Shakedown test tomorrow. Have a thrash around, get it dialed in. We've got administration checks and everything on Friday. Saturday, I'm waiting for to get onto the prologue, get the show going. It's important and it isn't important. You don't want to be in the load of dust from 60 bikes. For me, ideally, somewhere around 15 to 20, something like that. Steady away, off you go, and crack on.
My name is Salman Mohammed. I'm from Bahrain. I'm riding with David team. The result to us.
We did the COVID test 1.5 days ago. It needed to be here in 24 hours. So the Shakedown is going down normally. It's our COVID test and we can start.
And we come here to take it, the result, and back to the people.
I'm Walter. I'm from Belgium. I'm 60 years old and I tried to ride my first Dakar. I tried to make the finish. When I'm finished, I'm the oldest Belgian guy who finished with the bike.
Getting geared up now for the old Shakedown test now, so basically just go and give the bike a rip around. Mine's brand new, so I think the guys took 150k on the road on it. We'll ride it there. I think it's like 30 minutes away. So you just get everything in the right place, handlebars, brake pedal, gear lever. I think it's all pretty good now, but you just always, when you go to the track, you always like mess around and adjust stuff. I'm gonna try a rally tyre. I've never even tried one of them in my life. I'm here at the Dakar and I've not tried a rally tyre, but I'm going to ride with the normal tyre first. That I'll use in the prologue, and I'll swap it to the rally tyre and just get used to that. Get it through the cobwebs out. Spot on, ready to go. Just the back brake was too low, so we adjusted it, but didn't give it enough free play, so it just stuck on. It was right down there with the brake jammed on. That's all the little things that you need to do now, you know.
Track is still, and only the wheels are this.
There's some big fucking jumps around there, like kickers and stuff, and you just think them things must be unreal when you hit them.
Yeah, it is.
They're good to watch. They're good to watch. You see them on TV, don't you, in the bouncing around?
Yeah.
But
It's a good show.
I wouldn't want a passenger in one. They'd probably say that on this as well, wouldn't they? You wouldn't want to go in the back. Neither would I.
There's that can of Coke, well-deserved can of Coke. So how are you feeling then? You're ready to get going now and get back with the family and just get yourself moving and back kind of into normal life again?
Yeah, I can't wait to get on the bike again.
Yeah, I bet you can.
We've been sat down there for 2 weeks. I've been messing with them and ready to go. So yeah, I don't know if we lie out on Sunday or not. Probably not, but now I'll get out. At least the kids go back to school next week over here, so I can get out on my bike.
Well, enjoy. All right, take care,
No,
David. Thank you. We look forward to checking in with you again soon.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Some great questions and comments. We really, really appreciate your support. Remember, the film will be coming. There'll be more updates coming along with that. And Mr. Stu Day, thank you so much for looking after me today at your trial school. So it is trialschool.com, I believe, and trialsday.com. You can check their website out.
Yeah.
Is that right, Stu? There you go. Trialsday.com. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you. So check it out. You can book in with him once all is lifted. He'll take care of you, whether you be by yourself or even with a group. So have a look at the website. It's so much fun.
It is fun. It is fun. And everybody who is into biking of whatever level, whether it's a road rider or enduro rider or trail rider, try everything. Try speedway, try trials, have a go at everything. If you've tried everything, then you're a complete biker. The amount of guys who come, like I say, from track riding, and they think it's going to be easy on a trials bike because it's slow, and it's not. The most skillful riders in the world are the guys who take the time, they wage job up on the trials world. And like David was an incredible trials rider before he switched to enduro. It gives you all the base skills and setting, and it's never too late to learn. It's an 8 to 80 sport. And today, I think you've been bitten by the bug a little bit, haven't you?
Too right, I have. Yes, yeah, I have. You're not going to
Round
get rid of me now.
soon.
I know.
And that's
Brilliant.
the thing. The adrenaline is there for everybody to have, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's for everybody to share. You were saying all the different age group, different people from different walks of life. It's a great day out.
And it's a family thing. We get a whole load of families in trials. You know, it's his mum, dad doing it and the kids coming through. And it's a great thing. And at the end of the day, it is about competition, but it's really about you and the bike versus the terrain. And you did well. I think we've lost Hailey.
And I'm on mute. All right, I'll close the show off. Nice one.
Battery's
she's gone. All right, we've got another video from David. So thanks everyone. Cheers. Take care, mate. Cheers, Stu.
Take care. Thank you ever so much. See you soon too here.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hopefully, mate. Take care. Cheers. Thanks everyone.
I was trying to go out like this to get out of it. On a bike, you can, when a bike's going along, you can just get out the side a little bit, either side, because the wind's usually blowing one way or the other. It's not nice, but it's, you know, we've got to pay attention. You've got to flip and watch, because you're just off the track. There's holes and rocks and all sorts. But that car went past, and I thought, oh, I'll just like slow down out of the way. So I was literally walking pace, and I just seen this rock on the floor. There was loads of rocks, but I just seen a biggish one. So I just like whopped to go over it, and it just spat the back end around, and I just went poof, bang, like a sack on the floor, and airbag went off. You can't breathe when that's on. Smacked my head as well. So that just knocked me wind out the sails then, and I thought, you know what? And we were going really good until then. So it was probably, it could have been a good thing. Everyone was riding like nutters in the sand dunes and stuff. And I was happy enough, but I was like, you know what? I don't need to be going this quick. The two guys that were ahead of me, one of them was stopped and the other one was riding back dead slow. That's the first time I've ever been in my life in sand dunes like that. I did a bit in Morocco at KTM or Tunisia, but there was no big dunes like that. Early on, going along, and you think it's flat, and then it'll just be straight off. And like one of them, I jumped off one of them, you know, following the guy, and he went off, and we both ended up jumping. And that's the best way to learn, to be honest, as long as you don't hurt yourself.
We had the message through from another rider who said, I don't know whether he's badly hit or I know he's came off the bike. And
that was when I got to the fuel, because my airbag, I had to change the cartridge and stuff on that. So I ended up like 3 or 4 minutes sat there getting that done, which is not ideal. But what to do? I didn't want to ride without it. I reckon the last 100k I rode the best I've done on my own. I was pretty much on my own the whole time. A couple of cars went past. I passed Nanny Roma because they were all lost, and then me and another guy found a way out of this place where everyone was going around in circles for like, I must have been 45 minutes. I got going on my own, and I pretty much rode then. He come back past probably 20, 25 minutes later, so they must have been well lost, you know. And you think with them guys, they've done the Dakar 25, 30 times on bikes and in cars and won it, you know. And they're going around in circles. It just shows you, if you just miss the right way, which I was good up until then, I was really concentrating, but I think there was like cars going that way, there was bikes going that way. I got a bit flustered then. I was like, oh, which way do you go? So that was a lesson as well in itself, that, you know, I was going through the same with a couple other guys, and we were going quick, you know, we were catching fast riders up, and then I just thought, you know what, it's starting to be wrong. It's not what I'm here for. Exactly. And I thought, we've got another of them in 12 days yet. I'm a bit annoyed because I backed right off, and then when this car come past, I was just trying to get out of the way, because the last thing you want is one of them things plowing over the top here. Then I just clipped a little rock, you just couldn't see a thing. But what do you do?
What do you feel like, I mean, injury-wise?
Spot on, apart from here. Like even on the road, when you hit a speed bump, it's like, oh, but I've had worse. It could be a blessing in disguise, because it'll calm me down now for a few days. There's nothing I can do, I've just got to put up with it.